What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Watch Den. We want to thank you guys again.
Yes.
Another milestone, 200 subscribers. We've been seeing the comments. We appreciate the support. We have more George Carlin today on germs in the immune system.
Have you seen this?
Nope, never in my life.
Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar to me, but I've seen it in the comments, and I believe someone said he predicted COVID from this bit. This is from the 90s or something like that.
Hey, I'm not surprised.
Oh, me neither. This guy.
Out of everyone, he'd be the one to do it.
That's right. Yeah, this is going to be in our George Carlin playlist, so if you want to see any more George Carlin reactions, go check that playlist out.
Don't forget to drop a like.
That's right.
And subscribe.
Let's see what George has to say. He's going to drop some knowledge.
It's just one more way of reducing your liberty and reminding you that they can fuck with you anytime they want. As long as you put up with it. As long as you put up with it. Which means, of course, anytime they want. Because that's what Americans do now. They're always willing to trade away a little of their freedom in exchange for the feeling, the illusion of security. What we have now is a completely neurotic population obsessed with security and safety and crime and drugs and cleanliness and hygiene and germs. There's another thing. Germs. Where did this sudden fear of germs come from? In this country. Have you noticed this? The media constantly running stories about all the latest.
But yeah, like, you know how he's talking about giving up a little bit of freedom for all this security, or giving up a lot of freedom for a little bit of security.
Yeah.
That's like just all these lockdowns today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're giving up a lot of freedoms for a little, well, I guess whatever your viewpoint is on that, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Low percentage of security.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not that big of a difference, but
so yeah, so I guess times haven't changed much.
No.
Since then.
In this country. Have you noticed this? The media constantly running stories about all the latest infections, salmonella, E. coli, hantavirus, bird flu. And Americans they panic easily, so now everybody's running around scrubbing this and spraying that and overcooking their food and repeatedly washing their hands, trying to avoid all contact with germs. It's ridiculous, and it goes to ridiculous lengths. In prisons, before they give you a lethal injection, they swab your arm with alcohol.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
true. Well,
I did not know that.
Well, they don't want you to get an infection. And you can see their point. Wouldn't want some guy to go to hell and be sick. It would take a lot of the sportsmanship out of the whole execution. Fear of germs, why these fucking pussies. You can't even get a decent hamburger anymore. They cook the shit out of everything now because everybody's afraid of food poisoning. Hey, where's your sense of adventure? Take a fucking chance, will you? You know how many people die in this country from food poisoning every year? 9,000. That's all. It's a minor risk. Take a fucking chance, bunch of goddamn pussies. Besides, what do you think you have an immune system for? It's for killing germs. But it needs practice. It needs germs to practice on. So listen. If you kill all the germs around you and live a completely sterile life, then when germs do come along, you're not going to be prepared. And never mind ordinary germs, what are you going to do when some super virus comes along that turns your vital organs into liquid shit? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to get sick, you're going to die, and you're going to deserve it because you're fucking weak and you got a fucking weak immune system. Now,
whoa, that deserves a pause. Whoa. That's a lot to take in, but he is speaking facts.
Yeah. One thing I've wondered is, like, I mean, COVID started about a year and a half ago. Like, what about the kids that are like 2 years old, 3 years old right now? They're like, they've been away from everyone, so who knows if their immune system is developed properly.
And that's a good point, because at the end of the day, they need to interact with other little babies and get their hands dirty. I mean, I'm not a father. Some would say I'm a kid myself, but they need to get dirty and play with dirt.
It's true.
And do the dirty stuff. I used to shove rocks in my nose, you know? Like,
everyone had that one thing.
Yeah. And that's a good point, man. They're constantly being cleaned or whatever and the elementary kids too, the grade school kids.
Yeah. I'm sure it's not as bad for like adults who've already developed their immune system, but for those guys, like, who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna get sick, you're gonna die, and you're gonna deserve it because you're fucking weak and you got a fucking weak immune system. Now, damn it. Hey. All right. Let me tell you a true story about immunization, okay? When I was a little boy in New York City in the 1940s, we swam in the Hudson River, and it was filled with raw sewage, okay? We swam in raw sewage, you know, to cool off. And at that time, the big fear was polio. Thousands of kids died from polio every year. But you know something? In my neighborhood, no one ever got polio. No one, ever. You know why? Because we swam in raw sewage. It strengthened our immune systems. The polio never had a prayer. We were tempered in raw shit. So personally, I never take any special precautions against germs. I don't shy away from people who sneeze and cough. I don't wipe off the telephone. I don't cover the toilet seat. And if I drop food on the floor, I pick it up and eat it. I eat it.
I eat it.
Yes, I do. Even if I'm at a sidewalk cafe in Calcutta, the poor section, on New Year's morning during a soccer riot. And you know something? In spite of all that so-called risky behavior, I never get infections. I don't get them. I don't get colds. I don't get flu. I don't get headaches. I don't get upset stomachs. And you know why? Because I got a good, strong immune system, and it gets a lot of practice. My immune system is equipped with the biological equivalent of fully automatic military assault rifles with night vision and laser scopes. And we have recently acquired phosphorus grenades, cluster bombs, and anti-personnel fragmentation mines. So, when my white blood cells are on patrol reconnoitering my bloodstream, seeking out strangers and other undesirables, if they see any suspicious-looking germs of any kind, they don't fuck around. They whip out the weapons, they wax the motherfucker, and deposit the unlucky fellow directly into my colon. Into my colon. There's no nonsense. There's no Miranda warning. There's none of that 3 strikes and you're out shit. First defense, bam! Into the colon you go.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, hey. Oh. And speaking of my colon, I want you to know I don't automatically wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom, okay? Can you deal with that? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know when I wash my hands? When I shit on them. That's the only time. And you know how often that happens? Tops, 2-3 times a week, tops. Maybe a little more frequently over the holidays, you know what I mean?
Over the holidays.
And I'll tell you something else, my well-scrubbed friends. You don't always need a shower every day. Did you know that? It's overkill. Unless you work out or work outdoors or for some reason come in intimate contact with huge amounts of filth and garbage every day, you don't always need a shower. All you really need to do is to wash the 4 key areas. Armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth. Got that? Armpits, asshole, crotch, and teeth.
Nice.
In fact, you can save yourself a whole lot of time if you simply use the same brush on all 4 areas.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if it'll help the 4 out there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
Hey, man.
That was good.
I like that a lot. I like that.
You definitely said a lot of things that still ring true today.
Yeah, and it sucks when pandemics and stuff happen because it makes people too extra precautious with the hand washing and the hand sanitizer and disinfecting. It's how we build immunity, and for as long as humans are on Earth, there'll be diseases and stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
But dude, he crushed it. I can't imagine swimming in sewage, but at least no one got polio or whatever.
Yeah, I guess back in the day, no one really cared.
Yeah.
It's in the 40s. Man. Imagine what New York was like in the 40s, the Big Apple.
The big apple. But I think he nailed it.
Yeah,
I think,
for sure. Just like every time.
Yeah. And it's good information that lasts generations.
Alright guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel as always, and thanks for watching. If you want to see another George Carlin reaction like I mentioned before, we got the playlist. And yeah, we're out of here.